Hello and welcome back to Idle Kingdom Defense. So today it's a special edition. We are on stage 8570 and we are going right to King's Ruins. And if you missed the earlier video, we did take a few conquest places, so we should have a little more gold income from that. And oh, I guess I forgot to get the buffs yesterday, but that is fine. That's not a problem at all. So of course we get the standard, the starting stage we've seen. And we have done this difficulty already, so shouldn't be any surprises here. Okay, there comes Diego. A lot of things are leaking to the castle to hit it, which is not good. Okay, we did get rid of the boss, so that's a good start. Alright, just kind of mop some stuff up here. Should be a little bit easier, because Sophia should heal for even more now, because we've been pumping Sophia up. She's getting close to getting capped for her ascension. Alright, easily done, and on to the next. Yeah, she's sticking for about 70,000, so that's pretty good. The only thing that's really going to make it better is picking up the runes for her, which we're slowly working on getting to. I think it's, I don't remember what's next. I think it's a rare runes. We're finishing up uncommon. So yeah, this one actually can be kind of rough. At least we got the boss out of the way, because I think what screws us up is if the boss runs to the middle, nobody hits him. But the fact that the boss is gone, this just becomes a war of attrition at this point. Okay, alright, the warriors have run back to the, okay, they're gonna drag all that stuff off the castle. Really, Evan, you don't need to freeze the guys running to the warriors. Okay, good. Xavier's troops are picking up some of the guys off the castle now. Alright, that's good. That'll keep them off the castle. It'll just be the ballistas. That's what we need to see. Okay. When do we get to? Okay, 3009. We didn't get that last tick. So yeah, just the ogre stage. So we are doing a decent job of keeping them off the castle, but now they've arrived at the castle. At least Randolph followed one. So Randolph being in the lower right is going to be good. A lot of stuff getting held off, but there's that big concentration. Okay, we're starting to slow it in the upper left-hand corner, so that we're going to have to get that under control. Okay, Anthony comes over to help out, and he actually has 100% stun now. So that's good to see. Anthony and Leonidas and Diego. Okay, so that looks like it's pretty good under control now. Just gotta let it run out the clock. Ryan doing a good job bottom left. Oh, Anthony ended up shifting to bottom left. It's Ryan, Anthony, and Randolph in the bottom left. Yeah, that's the one thing about the archers. They don't have AoE, so they can be kind of slow picking off swarms like this. And nicely done. Ruins 3 is complete, and we're at full health again. Ogres usually aren't too bad because of how slow they are. The dogs are really what I worry about. And again, the dogs only bother me because they just don't get handled correctly. At this point, just let everything bunch up. The warriors shouldn't be out there in the middle of nowhere. Let everything kind of bunch up on the castle. Let's AoE it down and keep it under control. Okay, good, and we don't have a ranged guy. That's also really important, not to have a ranged boss, because I've seen it where everything lumps up here, and there's a boss, like, he's right here, just taking pot shots at the castle, and nobody's even paying attention. That actually can do a ton of damage. And a nice mop up there, and that's Ruins 4. And so everything's clustering up on the right, which is generally pretty good for us. Xavier's real job here should be to send the troops to pick up the stuff that actually hits the castle. And it looks like he's kind of doing that. At least the troops are coming over for the stuff that's kind of slipped through the cracks. We do pick up the boss right away, which is good, so the boss won't be like free firing on us. And we did pick that guy off in the middle of the field. Some of the ghouls are leaking through. And we basically have pretty good control of this. Nothing really crazy happening here in Ruins 5. And again, the reason I haven't been pushing is not because I'm worried about King's Road getting harder. I don't push because we actually get interrupted on stages with dogs. It'll just stop, and I have to go attend to it. Part of the reason I attend to it though is to get back on a multiple of 70 to get this pattern though in King's Road. So it's kind of my own fault, but I mean, how exciting is it if we go up, 30 levels, Also, I've kind of been holding off because this can actually... I'm getting to the point where my damage is not increasing fast enough to make up for the extra duration of King's Ruins. Okay, so there. Alright, so not much going on here. We do have the split, though. This is the split that can get kind of dangerous. We see it more in Conquest, where the guys just rush the castle. Xavier's troops don't intercept them enough, and then they do a lot of damage to the castle. Mostly because it splits the CC. We're doing a pretty good job of holding this off. I guess honestly part of the other reason I haven't pushed is because I'm hoping we get Mythic Archer Gear, and then we'll just make Mythic Archer Gear, and we're just going to go off to the Stratosphere when we get that. I would expect us with Mythic Archer Gear to get to... I would hope we could get to 90... so I'm thinking it would cap at 9,500. And I think we should be able to easily get to at least 9,500 with Mythic Archer Gear. So the fact that Mythic Archer Gear would get us that high, that kind of puts everything, into perspective of, it's another 1,000 levels, and King's Ruin won't be taking as long, and I would hope we get at least 1,000 levels out of Mythic 5-star gear. I would hope we get maybe to 10,000. That would also really help us get a lot closer to Mythic Hero gear. So that would help us, that just helps us out tons and tons. So, and I have almost 40 million steel saved up. I think you saw that earlier in Conquest. Just nothing, and oh, the big thing too is if we get Mythic Archer Gear, that should be a huge push into Conquest. That'll be huge. I'm kind of hoping we get Mythic Archer Gear before Mythic Heroes, to be honest with you. That way we can, I'll start being able to bank up, get a bunch of stuff, because you know I'm not getting. Oh, this is the. Let's see if the dogs clump up pretty well. I mean, because you know I'm not getting a lot of I don't know where I was going with this, but I mean, Mythic Heroes is just going to be so hard. We don't have enough Ascension Stones. Where I'm sitting on 40 million steel, I have hardly any. I have 150 Ascension Stones, 150,000. Assuming they keep the promotion fairly close to what it currently is, I don't think it's. I think it's going to be at least 80k to get somebody to Ancient. And you know the first one I'm probably going to put to Ancient, I mean Mythic. You know the first one I'm probably going to push to Mythic is probably going to be Luke. So I'll probably put Luke to Ancient. Then probably Tristram to Ancient, because I am still using him. I mean, I know that the archers are supposed to take over, but I mean, they can't take over until they get their Mythic gear. That's part of why I'm really hoping we get the Mythic archer gear first. So who would I promote? We'd max out Luke, max out Tristram. That would give them at least a theoretical 100% uptime on their buff. Xavier would just get to Mythic 1. We'd leave him there, but that would give him, you know, 21 seconds of cavalry that basically would push Adrian out of the picture until she gets to at least Mythic 1. So, every time I get closer to Adrian, it just doesn't happen. Oh, and we'd of course max out Evan, but I don't know what it would do for Evan. Would they just make his slow longer, or would they... I guess what they could do is all the people that are at 90%, they could bump them up to like 95. So they never quite approach 100%. Because I think most of them stop at 90, so Mythic could have been like 95%. Definitely something to keep in mind. It'd be really nice for Gabriel too, because he would get overlap. You know, I'd hope a Mythic 5 Gabriel, they just let him overlap a little bit so he has true 100% uptime, because even with auto, they don't instantly activate the abilities. You know, I'd probably have to do Evan first to see what it does to his crowd control. I wouldn't expect much from Evan except maybe a bump from 90 to 95% on his activation rate. I would also possibly expect, what else could change? He can't get any, probably increase the slow duration. So that instead of giving him extra slow, I would just make that one talent that has reduced it to 99%. I would change that talent and make it just say 99%, and then for the next level, or I think it's 74%. It would add something to his slow, you know. I don't know what it would add, but it would just add something. I mean, what I mean by add something, it would add duration. So it would be 74% slow plus 2 seconds or something like that. So it could have a little longer duration. I don't think that's like I don't think that's game breaking. It does make it a little bit easier for him to corral things when, you know, but that's what he does. And so those 4 in the center, and then of course Sophia, Harold, and Gabriel and Christian would have no hope or prayer. Then we'd basically be flipping to warriors at that point. So if they're 80,000 apiece, we have about 2 ready right now. We could get maybe 2 out of the 4, well, we could probably get Xavier up to Mythic 1 without a problem, and then Evan, and then work on either Luke or Tristram. Either Luke, Tristram, or both. It kind of depends. I'm kind of hoping they don't make the Ascension Stones so crazy that it's like 75,000, but I can't see them not doing it. I would love to see them like kind of nerf the amount of Ascension Stones you required up to that point and kind of rebalance it a little bit, because you know. But more than likely, what makes even more sense is increasing if they did feel like it was an issue with Ascension Stones, would be increasing the amount we get. Alright, very nicely done. And who knows how high the levels for Mythic would go. If I had to guess, it'd be something like Sophia could go all the way up to 24,000. Like, just straight up double it. So we'll see what happens. Just some kind of speculation while we make it through ruins. Like, again, you know, none of this is too hard right now. But, you know, like I said, the reason I don't push is because I get stalled constantly on levels in the actual game now. Just because of how the dogs can just have RNG that works in their favor. Like, they can rush up on the castle, my heroes don't follow them in, and they're over here, or like the boss rolls out and he's like, la-di-da-di-da, and I'm just going to shoot at the castle and you don't attack me while everything's on the castle. Just dumb stuff like that. And that's 12. This is the last challenging level. This 13 with the catapult should be pretty straightforward. And yeah, we did a really good job of kind of isolating stuff on the right side of the screen so far. Alright, here comes a couple archers that have snuck through. Xavier's done a good job of picking them up, so that's great. And we just have a couple catapults, and so just picking those off as they go, very easily done. And that's basically it. We'll just mop everything up from here. So, okay, this is the old starting level. So nothing special here. They're all going to rush to the castle wall. We do have a huge clump of them, you know, being tanked in the top right-hand corner. And okay, here is kind of the problem that I talk about. See, the boss is nowhere near either of them. And he's just okay, there, Evan picks him off. That's when things get dangerous and basically reset, and I basically lose a level I should have won. Because the boss just gets to sit there and shoot at the castle. And the final level. Wow, everything lumped up on the castle today. There's still a big amount in the back right, but there's a lot on the castle. It looks like we're going to finish this with perfect health. Very nice. Ooh, did we get... Or no, I think we got that last time. Alright, let's get our free buffs. I think we forgot to get these last time. And we have extra hero damage. Okay, that's something. And I have 119 ruin skips. Let's look at the damage. Not really surprising. A lot of Christian, because that was an AoE stage. Same with Herald. And they both have legendary gear, which is helping them, versus the archers. I also haven't upgraded the archers anymore, so we are going to see the heroes kind of come back against the archers a little bit. And that's King's Ruin. And we are getting closer and closer to our 68 victories. So once again, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to support the channel. If you have any questions, please say something in the comments. I will always answer your questions. We're playing this game together. And I can only say I hope you're still having as much fun as I am, because I always look forward to this every day. So thank you again, and have a great day.